All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to say call Haloyam Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai Bahashim Rakal Quitash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who have taught me this truth and who rule well in this truth. Shalom to the 144,000 and the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel that is scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. Peace and mercy unto you, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You are the true Hebrew Israelites that the Bible speaks of. You are the true chosen people of the book. All right, so this is news just coming in, man. It's going to be a quick lesson. I'm going to let you know what's happening, what's going on right now. All right, this is Justin. All right, you got a U.S. fighter jet or a U.S. aircraft carrier shooting down a Iranian drone that approached it, man. So the Lord is escalating, this, bro, come on, man. The Lord is escalating these tensions, man. All right, so this world could be drawn into a third world war. All right, so the Lord could fulfill his word. All right, the prophecies that the prophets have been prophesying. All right, so you see all these news outlets are reporting on it, man. As you see, this is an hour ago. Reuters reported on it an hour ago. All right, exclusive. U.S. shoots down Iranian drone approaching aircraft carrier, officials say. All right, ABC News reporting on it. This is 45 minutes ago. U.S. fighter jet shoots down Iranian drone approaching the U.S. aircraft carrier. Right, Fox News reporting on it. All right, U.S. military shoots down Iranian drone approaching USS Abraham Lincoln. All right, you see, Reuters, ABC News, Fox News, CNN. All right, the Times of Israel, Yahoo News, The Hill, Newsweek, News Nation. They're all reporting on it, man. All right, AP News. All right, so let's read one of these articles. You see what the Lord is doing, man. All right, let's get it from Reuters real quick. All right, let's get it going. All right, and the time is 1:44. Look at that. All right, call Haloyam Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. All right, I'm going to make this quick because my battery's dying. All right, I got 6%. All right, so let's get it. All right, Reuters. All right, this is February. All right, the 3rd, which is today. Yeah. All right, which is today. 2026, 5:22. All right, p.m. Well, Eastern time now. I'll switch up to Eastern time. This is 12:22. It came out. All right. It says the U.S. military on Tuesday, all right, shot down an Iranian drone that aggressively, all right, approached the Abraham Lincoln aircraft carrier in the Arabian Sea. The U.S. military said in an incident first reported by Reuters. The incident came as diplomats sought to arrange nuclear talks between Iran and the United States, and U.S. President Donald Trump warned that with U.S. warships heading toward Iran, bad things would probably happen if a deal could not be reached. All right, it says oil futures prices rose more than $1 per barrel after news the drone was shot down. All right. It says the Iranian Shahed 139 drone was flying toward the carrier with unclear intent. All right. And was shot down by F-35 U.S. fighter jet, the U.S. military said. An F-35C fighter jet from Abraham Lincoln shot down the Iranian drone in self-defense and to protect the aircraft carrier and personnel on board, said Navy Captain Tim Hawkins, all right, a spokesperson at the U.S. Military Central Command. All right, Iran's UN mission declined to comment. All right, no American service member were harmed during the incident and no U.S. equipment was damaged, he added. The Lincoln Carrier Strike Group is the most visible part of a U.S. military buildup in the Middle East following a violent crackdown against anti-government demonstrations last month, the deadliest domestic unrest in Iran since 1979 revolution. All right, Trump, who stopped short of carrying out threats to intervene during the crackdown, has since demanded Tehran make nuclear concessions and sent a flotilla to its coast. Hold on a second. Let me brighten my screen. All right. He said last week Iran was seriously talking, while Tehran's top security official Ali Larijani, all right, said arrangements for negotiations were underway. All right, Iranian boats harassed U.S. flag tankers. All right, it says in a separate incident on Tuesday in the Strait of Hormuz, all right, just hours after the drone shoot down, Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps forces harassed a U.S. flagged U.S. crew merchant vessel, according to the U.S. military. All right, see how the Lord, come on, man. All right, 2 IRGC boats and an Iranian Mohahed, all right, drone approach MV Stena Imperative at high speeds and threatened to board and seize the tanker, Hawkins said. Maritime Risk Management Group Vanguard said the Iranian boats ordered the tanker to stop its engine and prepared to be boarded. Instead, the tanker sped up and continued its voyage. All right, Hawkins said the U.S. Navy ship, the McFall, was operating in the area and escorted the Stena Imperative. The situation de-escalated as a result of the U.S. flag tanker in proceeding safely, Hawkins said. All right, so you see what's going on, man. All right, so you got multiple incidents happening right after each other, man. All right, with Iran. All right, so you got other, like I said, you got all these other articles, these other news outlets reporting on it. All right, ABC News. All right. It says U.S. fighter jet shot down an Iranian drone as it approached the aircraft carrier USS Abraham Lincoln in the Arabian Sea on Tuesday, according to a statement from the U.S. Central Command. Earlier in the day, a Navy destroyer came to the assistance of a U.S. flag tanker that was harassed by multiple Iranian small boats as it transited the Strait of Hormuz. All right, we just read that in the last article. So all these articles are reporting on it, man. All these news outlets are reporting on it. The drone was shot down by a Navy F-35C fighter jet from the carrier as it aggressively approached, quote unquote, the Lincoln with unclear intent, Central Command said. Iran Shahed drones are long-range, one-way attack drones capable of carrying more than 100 pounds of explosives. Russia has used large number of them to carry out destructive long-range attacks inside Ukraine. In a separate incident earlier Tuesday, a U.S. Navy destroyer and U.S. Air Force aircraft came to the assistance of a U.S.-flagged U.S. crew tanker that was harassed by Iranian small boats and a drone as it transitioned through the Strait of Hormuz, according to Central Command. So not only did you have, the Iranian drone being shot down by the U.S., all right, you had a whole nother incident, of Iranian boats, all right, harassing U.S. flagged and U.S. crew tanker, all right. Like I said, that was harassed by Iranian small boats and a drone as it transited through the Strait of Hormuz, according to Central Command, all right? So, this is what's going on right now. Right now. All right? See, man, we don't got too much time here, bro. Things are escalating so fast, bro, and the Lord is making things happen, man, making his prophecy happen, all right? With the true prophets and the true servants of the Lord have been prophesying about, no one's listening to you Christian pastors no more, man. Because you ain't got it. You ain't prophesying. It's very clear who the true prophets and the true servants of the Lord are now, man. All right? What the hell y'all prophesying about? The Lord says, speak prophecy into the ears of my people. What prophecy of you Christian pastors speaking, man? You're not talking about America's destruction. You're not talking about this third world war. You're not talking about the time of Jacob's trouble. You're not talking about the famine, the death and the hell and the anguish and mourning and suffering. that's getting ready to come upon America. You're not talking about the mark of the beast. You're not talking about any of these things, you Christian pastors that are in these Christian churches on Sunday, man. You know? So that means you're not testifying of Yahweh Shai. Because what does Revelation 19 say? All right? That the testimony of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy, man. All right? So, I just want to make this quick, just to report on this to let you know what's happening, man. The time we're living in, a time of prophecy. We're living in a very, very, very serious time, man. All right? There's nothing to be laughing about. We're here to get the job done. To do what Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai commanded. To prophesy and warn you. Whether you like it or not, believe it or not. All right? Come on, man. All right? I'll leave it at that. All right? So just to report on this real quick, let you know what's happening, what's going on, what time we're living in. All right? So, on to the next one called Haloyim Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai Bahashim Rakah Quitash. All right? We out.